Welcome back, fragrance review time again. I've got a great one for you. It's Polo Crest by Ralph Lauren. It was released in 1991 and it's categorized as a leather. I find this fragrance to be criminally underappreciated in the fragrance community. I think it deserves a lot more love than it gets. When I first spray it on, it opens up with a energetic, slightly sweet juniper berry note. It gives the illusion of a blue-green start, and there's little bits and pieces of basil and rosemary floating around, so it has a slightly herbal edge at the start. You'll notice that it's very smooth and it's much more refined compared to the vintage original Polo, the Polo Green. That sweetness carries into the mid from the juniper berry note, and it hands off to a really great edgy pine note. And there's also a little something different going on in the mid. I can pick up on a white floral. It's relatively minor, and I definitely can pick up on jasmine. And it offers an airy lightness to the mid. So it's definitely not as thick and beckoning as the original Polo. That smooth, refined feeling comes from two things. It's more leather, and it's lacking that metal chewing tobacco note from the original. And I say metal chewing because it was very edgy. It was a rough experience with the tobacco, and that was really the appeal of the original. It was very rough around the edges. So this one's definitely significantly more pleasant to smell, not only for the wearer but for other people around you. It definitely projects well, and that's because there is a significant amount of oak moss in this. So it lasts and it projects for hours on end. So it's excellent in that regard. It's much easier to wear compared to the original. It's much more versatile. I think you could even wear this to work, no problem. You're not really going to offend too many people unless they're really obsessed with a clean smelling aquatic fragrances. But I think if you're a man in your 20s or even 30s, I think you could definitely pull this off pretty easy. Anybody above that age definitely could wear it as well. It's definitely not age specific. In my opinion, this is what a man should smell like. I feel like there's so many sweet gourmands out there, and people smelling like cake and cookies and all sorts of uber sweet vanillas and stuff. This is what men used to smell like back in the 80s and 90s, and I certainly think it's still relevant today as a change of pace from those uber sweet fragrances that really dominate the market now. I don't feel this is dated. I just feel like it's unapologetically masculine in nature, and I think any man that grows a beard could definitely pull this off. It's much more refined from in a departure from the original Polo Green, and really the best way I can describe it is it's as if Polo Green took a shower and shaved and is all cleaned up, and he's ready for an evening out. It's a fantastic fragrance. I think if you could get your hands on this for, say, 50 cents a milliliter or less, I think you should jump at it. If you can find it for that price, I really think if you're a fan of the classic masculines and you haven't smelled this one before and you're into that kind of thing, if you were to pass it up at that price, I would think you'd really kick yourself. It's getting much more difficult to find. It really wasn't out for that long. It was really only released for a few years before Ralph Lauren pulled it from the market. So have your eye out for this at flea markets or eBay. I picked these up on eBay, and it was a very affordable find. Let me know if you've tried this one. I really haven't seen much talk about it. I think it's great, and let me know what you think about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more.